hold it before you give yourself a hernia. What are you doing?
I'm saying my line.
Yeah, and you're saying the hell out of it, too. Except we're not sayers. We're starting to be actors.
Right.
Why does that matter? I was gonna guess younger. I don't usually talk to anyone after. I don't actually meet many others.
So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
I told you. I heard what you refused to hear. You all tried to doubt me. But I've been preaching about this shit since like January. This man cannot act. Are we finally done pretending he can?
But I went to work and I went berserk and I quickly found me a hit. Huh! Homeland, which turned into Domeland. Me and I'm getting dome on a daily. Timmy Tim, the next Slim Shady. That is my girl, refer to her as my Haley. I got bars. Superstar. His shit is flaccid, my shit goes hard. Timmy 10 out of 10. All I do is...
I am going to war with Timothée Chalamet. I am the #1 hater. Listen to this line delivery and try to tell me with a straight face that it's good.
I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane. I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft.
Don't make me pull out the bones and all clips too.
You can feel every blood vessel like spider webbing through me. I feel like some kind of weird new superhero. Hey, I'm not just gonna tell you what you want to hear. You ask me a question, I gotta answer it.
Listen to that. He's mumbling his lines so hard, and the amount of pure copium Timothée fans are huffing is causing a shortage. From here on out, I'm taking the official title of hater and wearing it as a badge. I am on my hater arc. First, let's get some context for those of you who have no idea what the hell I'm on about. They're making a movie, Wonka, based on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's like a prequel film about Willy Wonka's past, starring Timothée Chalamet. This is a movie nobody asked for. It's part of a recent Hollywood trend of pushing random old IPs in hopes that brand recognition can sell it. Disney did it with their live-action remakes of classic animated films, Mission Impossible 7, another Indiana Jones movie that came a decade too late. It's been happening for a bit now. Regardless of the reasoning, now we are stuck with Wonka, forever burned into our minds subconsciously. My beef with Timmy goes back a little further. You see, I made a video trashing the movie Bones and All. It was a very pretentious movie with poor audio mixing and ham-fisted symbolism to bait e-girls into thinking it has depth. My video was just a silly rant, more than an actual movie review and critique of the plot and movie-making elements involved. However, that's not to say it didn't raise some actual criticism amongst the shit-talking. You see, Timothée gave possibly the worst performance of 2022 by a long shot. Every single line was a mumbled exhale full of angst, and pair that with all his scenes being really quiet, we got a real unpleasant listening experience. Everybody I've shown the clips to is in agreement, and so are a lot of people who saw that film. But the problem is this movie wasn't made for us. It was made for the people who liked Twilight in 2008, the people who think Robbie from Cobra Kai is cool. Unfortunately, it hit a certain part of the algorithm and started getting pushed out to the Bones and All fans, Timothée stans, and whatever lies between. Those ghouls came out of the woodwork to try and gaslight me into believing I'm wrong. They would tell me things like, "You need your ears checked, you're deaf, I can hear it just fine." Or "You need to listen to it with headphones." No, I've listened to it with headphones. My hearing is fine. I got my ears professionally cleaned before watching this film for the 3rd time with headphones on. 203 subs really makes sense. Also, bro's just deaf, said YouTube naysayer Gronkoven. Well, Gronkoven, first of all, thank you. It took some time to hit 203 subs. I was below 200 before that upload. Second of all, you were just plain wrong. I decided to go ask people to rate the listenability of this audio on a scale of 1 to 10, then separately ask them to rate the line delivery of the male featured in the clip. I only told them it is for a video. Here are their responses.
Oh no, let me get headphones. Listenability with headphones, YouTube at max, and PC volume at 30 out of 100. 3 out of 10. Line delivery, 1 out of 10. I am listening to a one-sided conversation. Not only because it is one-sided, but because I cannot hear the other side's snide remarks. Just mumbling.
This scene is so weird. The dialogue doesn't really make sense or flow well. Maybe I'm missing context, but even just trying to get what I can get from it, it's like, it doesn't feel like a real conversation. I don't like the guy, so listenability is like a 5, and it's generous purely because the girl's line delivery being like a weird awkward person, and his voice is super duper low, so I'ma rate it like a 4.
2. The girl was completely fine, though dialogue was odd and corny as fuck. The other guy was a 2. I understood his first line and the last line.
4 out of 10 for listenability. 5 out of 10 for delivery. I could hear like a third of what he said and understood what it meant. His delivery really reminds me of GRR. Time for me to sound rough and really put some gruff into it so I sound cool. Which just makes it harder to know what he's saying, especially with the mumbling he's doing at the same time.
There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Tempt me, do a number on the label. Get up all the MCs, drink them under the table like geeks on me. Put it on my tab, kid, however you get there. Put it stuck, have it, the bank costs it.
As you can see, people did not have many positives to say here. It's poorly dubbed over. You can see in the clip that his mouth doesn't even match. And people say this was well done and intentional. His performance is like this throughout the entire movie. And to stop myself from ranting the same way I did in the last video, that's my feelings on Bones and all. Back to the main subject, Twinkie Twonka. Timmy is out of his mumbling bag and instead going for that quirky TikTok vibe. When you have to hear him speak at full volume, it's even harder to listen to. I understand the intent is to be whimsical and silly, maybe even awkward, but it really didn't land. I'll take the I am a surgeon guy as a better young Willy Wonka than Timothy. Director Paul King went from the Kino masterpiece known as Paddington to this? Really? Timmy's far too meek for this role. He's gonna be the most vanilla Wonka ever. He acts like he has low blood sugar. The damn chocolate cartel is after Willy Wonka for making chocolate that tastes too good, and we're supposed to look at this guy and go, yeah, that looks good. Wonka is not and never will be a protagonist. Gene Wilder was the best portrayal of him. A borderline serial killer that would be locked up if not for his chocolate monopoly. Is Timothée Chalamet's Wonka movie going to include the scene where influencers were invited to the factory on a brand trip? Child labor and all? Bunch of happy Oompa Loompas out in the field singing Po Lazarus while they mine marshmallows or whatever. When faced with an army, bide your time and time your attack. This is my official declaration of war with Timothy and his fans. I love Dune. I was excited. But I can't cope any longer. This has gone too damn far. Timothy and fans, you are no longer welcome here. If you disagree, we can brawl it out in the comments. But I will win. Be gone.